Hey friend, I'm Gustafson. I help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to launch your own assisted living business in the next 6 to 12 months. So excited to do that. If you need some help and guidance, make sure you go and grab the free underwriting calculator at assistedlivinginvesting.net, the big blue box in the top right corner, and get you that free underwriting calculator. Now, let's get into today's video. Hey friend, welcome back to Assisted Living Investing. Excited to have you here. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to launch your own assisted living business in the next 6 to 12 months and really help you make some progress. I want to go specifically through each of the steps that are going to allow you to launch that business. So let's talk about that in today's video. For those of you who have watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that I talk about my 5-phase process. And to launch your assisted living business in the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to need to follow that process. So we're going to give an overview again of what that looks like with an extra tip here at the very end. So if you want access to that, to make sure you stick around and watch the entire video, because it's a tip that I think is game changing. So make sure you watch to the very end of this video. Now, the first phase is your business foundation. You got to build this foundation. And the reason you need this is it helps accelerate everything. When you're having conversations with the state and the city and the fire department and lenders and anybody, brokers, anybody that you're talking to, having this business foundation is game changing. It really helps you out a lot. And so you really need to have this in place. This is your business plan. This is your underwriting. This is your market research. This is getting the entity set up the right way. All of these things you have to do. Underwriting is so important because you want to make sure it's profitable. Your business plan is important because it's allowing you to get clarity on your goals, solidify things, and speak intelligently to people. Writing your goals down is super powerful. When I got home I served a mission for my church. I got home when I was 21 years old. And I had this goal in mind that I was going to graduate with a master's degree. And I wanted to do that by 2015. I wanted to do it by the time, before I turned 30, which would have been in 2017. So I had this goal. And what I ended up doing was I got my bachelor's and 2 masters by the time I was 28. So I was able to hit that goal. But it was something that I consciously decided I was going to do. I wrote it down and then I followed up on that goal. And so when you do this, writing goals and reviewing them and making sure you're kind of processing those consistently is going to allow you to be successful. It's the same with your assisted living business. If you write this down, you build this plan, it's going to allow you to really make some good progress. If you need some help writing that business plan, I have a Business Foundations Basics workshop that allows you to do that, and I help you out through the process, take you through exactly how to write a business plan that is specific to assisted living. You can get that at assistedlivinginvesting.net/BFB for Business Foundation Basics. Go check that out. Just a really simple way for you to make some progress and get that business plan in place and help you make some real tangible progress towards launching your assisted living business. Now, the second thing that you need to be doing is zoning. You got to get a certificate of occupancy. How this happens is you're talking with the city. You make sure zoning is the right place, that you don't need to have any special variances or anything like that, that you can operate an assisted living business. After you are working with the city, you also need to bring in the fire department. They're going to be able to inspect the home. They're going to make sure that you know exactly what you need. We'll put a link to a video up above that I've talked about working with the fire department, but they essentially will give you a punch list of things that you need to do to renovate on your home to get it ready for assisted living. And so that's a big one that you need to be doing, is get that certificate of occupancy, allow you to do assisted living in the home so that you don't get shut down or run into any issues. You want to make sure that you are ADA compliant and everything is in place. The third thing is going to be funding. So you got to find the funds. This is where having that business foundation really comes into play. You will absolutely use your business plan and your underwriting when you're talking with funding. It is crucial. It's absolutely necessary if you want to get the funds. But you've got to start talking with lenders. You've got to start figuring out, how much is my down payment going to be? And we've talked about that in previous videos, so we'll link that up above. But you got to figure out what the down payment's going to look like. What are the different lending options? Who are different lenders? And get comfortable being told no, because you will get told no dozens of times before you finally find somebody that says, yeah, let's dig into this and let's find it. And even when you do that, you still might get told no. You have to be consistent and persistent if you're going to get the funding that you need. But funding is the third thing that I teach. You have to figure that out. You have to work through it and really make sure you're getting things in place. Maybe you've got to learn how to raise capital. You might have a HELOC that you could tap into for that. You could work with conventional or traditional lenders or SBA funding. There's so many paths that you can go down when it comes to funding. And it's good to cast a broad net when you're at this phase to see what you can bring in and see what options are out there. It's going to allow you to be successful. And then number 4 is licensing. You actually have to get the thing licensed. When it comes to licensing, one of the big ones is your policies and procedures. You're going to have policies and procedures. These are documents that you create that align with the regulations that exist at the state level to obtain an assisted living facility. It is a requirement for you when you are obtaining your license. It's something that you need to have if you want to be working through this and obtain your license so you can operate your assisted living facility. I even highly encourage unlicensed facilities to do this because it really helps you run your business efficiently and help you stay in sync and up to date with the different regulations that exist inside of the healthcare industry, which is always a good thing to do when you're working in this industry, even if you're an unlicensed facility. So that's something I want you to work on is policies and procedures. Get familiar with them and start working on those. Can really help you out. Paperwork. Lots of paperwork. There's forms, there's things you got to fill out. They can be confusing. We actually have a video on the channel where we went through an application. So go ahead and watch that video. If you need some help with a lot of everything that I've talked about to this point and also this process of just like understanding how licensing works and rules and regulations, go apply to the mastermind program, ALI Mastermind.com, and I can help you out through that process. The application process is free, ALImastermind.com. Lets me see if I can help you. If I can, I will send you all the details and then you can decide if it's a good fit for you or not. So that's the process we go through for the mastermind program. In addition to that, there's going to be other requirements that you have to meet when you're trying to get that license, other paperwork, other forms, other just documents. There's so much that goes into it and it can be confusing and overwhelming. So again, if you need help, ALImastermind.com. Okay. That's the first 4 phases that I teach. Phase 5 is launching and scaling the business. But if you really want to launch this business in the next 6 to 12 months, you have to hit those 4. You've got to make sure that you have the business foundation. You've got to make sure that you have the house stuff in place, a certificate of occupancy so you can get the house ready to go. You got to get the funding. You got to be able to buy the thing. If you're going to move forward with this, you got to actually have that. And then number 4 is understanding the rules and regulations, getting the license and doing that. Now, the thing that I wanted to tell you, the other thing that I think a lot of people, they skim over with all of this. This is the tip that I was kind of teasing at the start of the video. You got to be patient. It's going to take time. 6 months is realistic. If I am totally honest with you, you can do this in 6 months. I went from being under contract in May to closing in September on my first one and being under contract in October to closing in February on my second one. 3-4 month closes. You can be from where you are today to having your assisted living business in 4 to 6 months. It is absolutely possible, but it doesn't always happen. And sometimes you have to be patient and sometimes you just have to work through it. And that's what I'm here for. That's why the mastermind program is a 12-month program, because I understand that not everything goes like this. Not everybody has the experience that I have, the background in healthcare or any of those things. And sometimes you need to spend more time building that base, that foundation. You have to be patient. And if you do that, you'll be okay and understand that everything, it doesn't always go on the timeline that you want, but it will work out. If you are consistent and you are persistent, you can be successful with this. Now, to recap this video, we've been talking about how to launch an assisted living business in the next 6 to 12 months. And the way to do that is the 4 phases, the first 4 phases of my 5-phase approach. Number 1 is getting that business foundation in place. Number 2 is the house. Number 3 is funding. And number 4 is getting the license. And then number 5 in this scenario that I wanted to share with you is you gotta be patient. You have to be patient. And if you do, you will be successful. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell as well so you get notified. We do live content with Q&A sessions on Tuesdays. We put out long form videos on Thursdays. So make sure you are watching and subscribing, ringing the bell, all those things, so that you get notified and can join in on those sessions. Comment any questions that you have, anything that resonated with you here in this video, so I can help you out along the way. Go apply to the mastermind program, ALImastermind.com, and go grab the free resource, the free underwriting calculator, assistedlivinginvesting.net. Big blue box in the top right corner will get you what you need. Does residential assisted living sound interesting to you, but you're not sure how to get started? At Assisted Living Investing, I'm here to help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. I want to thank you for watching, and remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Just keep going step by step by step, and I promise you, if you do and you're consistent and persistent, you will be successful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.